I am not my breath. I am not even my body. I move beyond my mind. I move beyond thinking. I move beyond even a single thought. And I invite the healing presence of Archangel Raphael. I invite Samuel, Sarah, and Thomas. And I invite whoever wishes to speak through me. Dear ones, we wish you to share your healing love tonight. We wish you to see this whole room in a brilliant emerald green light. In the center of this circle, bring to mind anyone you know that is in need of healing. Open your hearts. See each and every person before us in this circle. See golden beams of emerald green energy flowing from your heart into the heart of everyone assembled in this circle. See this beaming, loving energy flowing from you to them, flowing in and through them, surrounding them. See them bathe in the love of the entire universe, dear ones. See one of these emerald green healing energy shafts of light pouring from your heart to each member in this circle, as well as to all those in it, surrounded by love, bathed in love. See it washing over and through them, surrounding them, embracing them, healing them. Thank them for coming. See them returning from whence they came. See us surrounded again by a bright white light. Know the power of loving intention, dear ones. Know that yes, in this group, in this setting, the power is intensified, multiplied, if you will. But know, if during the course of your normal day someone crosses your mind that needs healing, send it to them, dear ones. Open your heart with loving intention to send them healing. and they will receive it. Tap in to your loving nature. Tap in to the love that you are. Send it in whichever way feels most comfortable to you. Be it prayer, or be it this visualization we took you through. For even your thoughts are energy, dear ones. And when your thoughts are aligned with loving intention, they become a powerful energy for good. Play with it. Find ways to utilize your loving thoughts throughout your day. Not only will they be received, but you will raise your own vibration, your own frequency by doing so, staying in a state, giving love, sharing love. And as we stated, thoughts are energy. Words do not even need to be spoken, though they can. Experiment with it. Send it with your eyes, everything in your field of vision. And particularly when someone enters your field of vision and you can see they are in some state other than love. Not that you cannot share it with someone that you feel is in a powerful state. It will just raise them up more, dear ones. And have we not said, one of your primary purposes here is to grow in love. There are many ways to express this. Some can be very subtle, yet powerful all the same. Any positive emotion, positive thought, caring thought, compassionate thought, send them all. This one we speak through. Driving home in a driving rain after church a couple of weeks ago, headed downhill on a very large curve when a car suddenly pulled out from the side street. Swerved, he did, sliding sideways, so to speak, not fully sideways, but he realized for a moment there that his car was in a slide. When it righted itself, his first thought was giving thanks. His second thought was sending energy to the other driver. For he knew they must be as shaken up as he was. That statement is not true. He assumed they were upset, startled, unaware of his presence driving by. And what came over him as he drove down the road was how calm he was. How even though he knew he had lost control of his vehicle, he never experienced any fear. An example of what we were just discussing earlier. Even in those instances when things go awry, if you are in a high vibration, dear ones, things go better than expected. He thought about this farther on down the road, how in his younger days he would definitely have not responded in that way. He would have been angry, he would have been probably carrying on a conversation with that driver for a while. Not a pleasant one either. This love that we speak of, this love that you are, this love that is your very essence, when you live from that space, when you react from that space, even the upsets are viewed, so to speak, differently. He was struck by that. Knowing he took that evasive maneuver, knowing that for momentarily, just a few seconds, he had lost control of his vehicle, yet he was totally calm. This carries over to so many things, dear ones. These patterns we have discussed, these habits, some of them are negative, are they not? How many of you have raised your voice to silence an unruly child? Respond with love. He's reminded of a thing he used to tell his son, who would yell at his dog when she was barking, asking his son why he chose to bark back. Is not he just encouraging her response to be the same? Again, we speak of awareness. Patterns that may have been with you for a very long time. Rise above them. View them from a different perspective. No judgment. Just a different perspective. And choose a different choice. Are there any questions? Full moon tomorrow. Much energy.
The full moon signifies much energy?
No, we are saying there is, yes, there is more energy with the full moon, but tomorrow there will be particularly higher energy.
Is it true that now all the full moons and things like that have a different momentum than they used to, from an astrological as well as energy?
We have spoken this before. This whole solar system has shifted into an area of new energy. Just by being in this new energy, the energies that were associated with these old events has increased.
Can you say that again? The energies associated with those old events?
Such as full moons. We tell you, there is always more energies with the full moons, but now there is even more. Again, we state it's because this solar system, this whole galaxy has moved into an area of space where the energy is, as you would call it, at a higher frequency.
So our outpouring of love is more healing
More powerful?
and powerful.
Magnified even more, dear ones. These changes they talk of, this new energy, raising the consciousness of all.
Why do people that work in hospitals always say, oh boy, the crazies come out in the full moon? Everybody comes into the emergency room during the full moon.
I was just thinking that. Now, what causes people to be so...
That's how the word lunacy got in.
Is that?
Yeah, because the
that makes sense.
lunar lunacy.
They just can't handle that energy? The other
Not all
can't
people
absorb
use
it?
the energy in constructive ways, dear ones. Free will, choice. Did not we just discuss how he would have reacted when he was younger with such an event he just described? Much more, and how do we say, aggressive, blaming, judging, rather than thankful and sending compassion.
But all prior feelings, and that came from a point of fear, not a point of love. So it was almost like a knee-jerk reaction in the youth.
That's what we talk about in your youth. You learn these things, these patterns. You blame someone for pulling out in front of you. You have no idea what was on their mind.
Right.
No clue whatsoever. But you make a judgment that they knew you were there. Obviously, not what you would expect from a sane human driving a car to pull directly in front of another car. Obviously, something was amiss. Distracted? Who knows? There is no cause for blame.
You never know where somebody's come from or what they've just been through.
But yet, when you are young, have you not jumped to conclusions, so to speak, with no evidence other than the mind wishing, or shall we say the ego wishing to lash out in some form or other?
Learning not to be judgmental, I find, is like having to relearn thinking.
Absolutely.
Thinking and feeling, yeah, too. I mean, because
That initial response.
that initial response, like knee-jerk reaction,
Yeah.
that you have when you're young, and
It is
and
so
you're
well
wound
supported.
tighter. You're wound tighter is in your youth. I
Well,
think.
plus I'm talking about now.
Mhm.
I mean, I think our culture, we're used to being critical. We're used to talk about the pros and cons of the candidates,
Mhm.
you know, and criticizing and
Your
criticizing the way our
TV,
neighbors do the whatever, you know.
Mhm.
your TV thrives on that, does it
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
And sometimes
the latest crisis, the latest disaster, anything to stir up these emotions.
Fear factor.
Fear, anger, hostility, all these things, they wish to stir up the pot. Keeps the ratings up, keeps the money flowing, keeps the advertising, buying ads.
Why is that? Why do people prefer love?
It's not the paradigm
I
that
think
works
it's
for them.
changing. I think it's changing.
Well, I
Aren't
think
more
what-
people wanting to feel love and
What I notice with the media or pictures, they'll take a picture of somebody screaming, of course, againstness type thing, and then you'll see other faces, and there are a sea of faces that are there not in anger, but just to show up, because they're for, they aren't so much against it, they're more for something, so they felt their presence was required. And a lot of people bring their children, their strollers, everything, it's a different environment, but the media will focus on the person that's yelling at somebody. But if you look behind that person, that's the only person losing it. And so
For some reason they think
subliminally,
that's the
hopefully,
news.
we get that, and that it dissipates that anger factor that the media so thrives on to give us that pablum of fear all the time. It gets to the point where people just are tired and not feeling good, and they're just going to decide, well, I don't want to be this way anymore, so they will join hands, as so many of the things that are going on now. That's what it amounts to, hands and hearts showing up. Scientists
Expressing in a new way.
expressing in a new way, right? And
So I guess y'all are seeing that too, that more and more people are wanting the good news and the good stories.
well, look at what's on the internet now. I mean, with the Hay House. I mean, everything is James Twyman. I mean, so many things. The shift. I mean, it's like, wow. It's like a cornucopia of just wonderful, people that are phenomenal and great energy. And
That's free.
and it's free, and they are offering. They're saying, come on to my party, is what they're saying. Come on to my party. Give your attention to this party, and that's
Give your attention to a higher consciousness,
yes,
A higher focus.
Mhm.
a higher focus.
Right. And I mean,
And you are so very right. There are so many new ways to access that.
Mhm. Yeah. So many modalities to do it. I noticed there was an article that there's a new South Korean, I guess he's a president or prime minister, I don't know, I'm sorry to say, but he comes from a more peaceful place, saying that he wants to be the president or prime minister of all Koreans. It's almost as though there's an olive branch there of a different mentality, because obviously the North and the South has been, at war, but this could be an olive branch that could go ahead and actually,
He wishes to have a dialogue
yeah,
which has not existed for a number of years.
uh-huh,
The current mentality of both the leaders in South Korea and the U.S. and many other nations was to shun, exclude, not even keep an open channel to North Korea. This new leader wishes to have dialogue.
And then in France, the youngest prime minister there ever in history, right? 36 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, remember John Kennedy at 35 or something, I think it was. So we're seeing little spots of what could be flames of really good things happening, flames of hope and heart.
Points of light.
Points of light. Points of light. Yeah. Yeah. And so many people now are taking up the torch, if you will, for things that, like the environment, the education system. So many people are stepping forward that never before, I guess, had the energy or the guidance to do that.
The inspiration.
Inspiration. You always come up with the right words.
I know.
Thank you. As I fumble, it's like yeah. So there's a lot of good things to witness at this point.
Again, it's what you focus on. If you wish to look at the underbelly, you will find some dirt. Or you can seek to find the light. As you said, this internet, so many avenues to pursue higher vibration, higher consciousness, higher understanding. So many are just put out there, free, as you said.
And so many, there are people that have been doing it for so many decades too, and so they're so seasoned with it. And then they bring in the new people with new dialogue and to speak about the things that engage all of us at all ages and all levels of consciousness.
Engaged. You witness new engagement. Certain things bring as we said, inspiration to others to take the higher road, to become active where they weren't active before, wishing to see things move in a better direction, higher direction.
It seems that the tolerance level for not having integrity seems to be coming more to the forefront.
And you see that happening at one of the largest networks.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Casting off highly rated speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Casting off highly rated managers. You see that with the airlines. Claiming customer satisfaction. And then witnessing the backlash when they slip up, so to speak, and don't live up to their standards that they say they have. This new age, with all these ways to instantly communicate, these corporations are finding out they can get in trouble much faster.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Because the grassroots is able to communicate. So
As long as you got a
Much
cell
quicker.
phone.
And they realize when they see negative publicity pouring in the way it has in some of these instances that it is affecting their bottom line, and that gets their attention, dear ones. Again, we see change coming up from the bottom, do we not? Not all change has to come from the top down. That is how we started this discussion, is it not? Finding ways to send love, compassion, kindness, caring from your own little sphere of influence. Not only does it raise yours, but it helps those you send it to. Boosts theirs. This energy, we have discussed this before. No matter, even if it does not appear to be received, no, it has been received on a soul level. If someone is so caught up in their humanness and chooses not to respond in a loving way or compassionate way, that is not your issue. That is their issue. They made that choice, not you. You send them love anyways. Even when you find yourself judging. What is one of the first reactions? You judge some more. You criticize yourself for judging. Rather than just say, oh, I caught myself and I want to choose differently. And like Laura said, it is a many-layered onion you just started unpeeling. Pervasive, this judgmentalness, just mentalism is, or can be. Be kind to yourselves. Just as we asked you to send love and care and compassion to others, use it on yourself also. When, quote unquote, you catch yourself in an old pattern or an old way, thank yourself for becoming aware of it and choose to react differently, step by step.
Thank you, Samuel and Sarah and everybody. That was a beautiful demonstration of healing love.
Thank you.
That, dear ones, is what you are. Healing love. Open yourselves to it. There is no end. Love is the stuff that binds the universe. It is everywhere present. It cannot be used up. So use it freely. Share it freely. Shower yourself with it freely. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. Feel it. Open yourself to be that loving expression that you are. We thank you, and we bid you adieu.
Was that all Samuel tonight?
It sounded like it started as Sarah.
Sarah.
And then I heard Thomas.
Me too.